Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back to the A2A Piper Comanche 250 and welcome to a lovely overcast cloudy day here at Mala Mala Game Reserve. And in today's video, well, my original plan was to fly our Comanche VFR back to Wonderboom, but looking at the weather, we are going to have to go IFR, so we're going to be using Beyond ATC for our virtual air traffic control, and we're going to be doing the just over hour flight from Mala Mala back to Pretoria to Wonderboom Airport, because the A2A Comanche now has a fully Flight Sim 2024 native version with some cool added features. So the goal of today's flight is just going to be checking out the new and improved updated version of the Comanche. And do you think I can remove that thing from here? Okay, no. Let's ditch that. And then we can check some of this. So what I have in front of me here is Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, which is a fully kitted out brand new, pretty much brand new. It's got a couple of hours on it because I've been doing some testing. Come on. So that's grabbing the flaps, that's why. It's got a couple of hours on it, but otherwise it's virtually brand new. And it is fully kitted out, meaning I picked all of the biggest and best that you can get for the Comanche. And that's what we're going to be flying today, so I can check out the new features and then get back into flying the Comanche more often and completing some of the series, like the Australia to South Africa series in the Comanche, and I can resurrect some other series like the auction ferry series, which we can do with some aircraft like the Comanche, like the A2A Aerostar, some of the black square aircraft. So that's the plan. Let's jump inside and then I'll show you the configuration and some of the new features. So let's actually just get that door closed. Right, we'll keep this open because it is a little warm in here. Okay, so we're now using the standard Flight Sim 2024 tablet, and if we go back here to apps, now within that tablet you have an app for the Comanche. And if we go to controls, you'll see we get some options. Here's a new one. We get an RNAV stack, which I don't know anything about yet. I'm going to have to do some learning on that before I show that off on the channel. But other than that, I've got all of the cool stuff on, like the persistence and all of that. If we go here to maintenance, I've got everything on. Tip tanks, the stabilator tips, wing gap seals, all the fairings, and the soundproofing. And I've taken the MT propeller, which is the white one you saw when we were outside, as I haven't actually used that one before. So there you can see just under an hour on the airframe and the engines, as I was doing some tests. But other than that, brand new aircraft. And if we go here, we now have our Navigraph charts as well, because we're using the Flight Sim 2024 app. So, tablet. We have a very simple route today, Mala Mala, Umvet, and then straight on to Wonderboom in Pretoria. So let's go and get things fired up, and then we can contact Beyond ATC and get our clearance. It looks like we're going to be in the weather for much of today's flight, but that is what I expected. Okay, so I'm using the TDS GT and XI 750 and 650. That's what I've picked. It's kind of the top of the range that you could get for this aircraft in terms of kind of high-end GPS units. Right, I also just want to come down here. These we can set to the main tanks to start off with. We do have the tip tanks on this aircraft, which are mostly full up. We're just under full fuel. So we started with full fuel when I was doing testing. Obviously, I had it running for just under an hour, so we've used a bit of fuel. Right, we've got those on. Parking brake is set. Let's just double check that. Cool, this is all synced up with my hardware, so that's good. Cool. I think let's quickly program in our route while we're on the battery, but it will be fine because this will go very quickly. So before this we go to Umvat, and that's literally it. So we'll go to map there, and we can just go to our navigation here. Okay, let's get the engine up and running. So fuel pump on, let's go mixture full. Just see that we get some fuel pressure there, which we certainly are. Go prop full as well. Okay, we can turn that off. Connection to both. And then let's fire it up. Okay, I need to give it some prime. I thought maybe it wouldn't need it because I just did some tests, but I see everything's cooled down and stuff already, so maybe it does just need a bit of priming. That's probably good. Okay, there we go. The reason why it's so loud is this is open, so let's get rid of that. And we can just lean it a bit on the ground as well. Right, we'll give that some time for oil and cylinders to warm up. You can turn on the autopilot for now, and the rest of that is good. Circuit breakers are all good. Fuel pressure is good. Fuel, we got plenty. Oil pressure's in the green. The temperature in the cylinder will come up, and we have suction as well, and we have our battery charging. Okay, 118.5 we already have set, which is Johannesburg Center. Let's give them a call and get our clearance to Wonderboom. Johannesburg Center, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo Piper Comanche 250 on the ramp at Malamala. Ready for IFR clearance to Wonderboom, please.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, Johannesburg Control West, expect runway tree 4. Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors umbit. Squawk 1011.
Okay, oh, I have also responded.
Runway 34.
Interesting.
Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors umbit. Squawk 1011. Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, read back correct. Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway tree 4.
Report holding short runway 34, Delta Romeo Bravo, thank you. Okay, let's sync this up.
My pleasure. Enjoy your flight.
So we are 24
Link 261 Hotel,
on the west
Octet 1
side,
Charlie,
so that's
runway 03
there. I have
right.
a weird way of figuring
Report
this out
ready
in
for
my
descent.
head. But there we are, that's lined up,
Octet 1
that's
Charlie,
good.
runway 03 right, ready for descent. Link 261 Hotel.
Yeah, let's go ahead and taxi
Link
out.
261 Hotel, descent to flight level 230.
Descent to flight level 230, link 261 Hotel.
Okay, so runway 34 means we have a long taxi. In fact, we have to taxi all the way down the length of the runway. So we'll join on to the end here on runway 16. Backtrack all the way down for 34. We'll do no flaps today. We're not very heavy. We got pretty much full fuel. But just me on board, so nothing too serious there. Okay, strobes on. And Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo holding short runway 34. As you see, we've got some new things to play with. So we have this here. And in
Zulu
fact,
Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 1355 Zulu. If not off by 1355 Zulu, contact no later than 145 Zulu. Time now 1337 Zulu. Frequency change approved.
oh, nice stutters there. Clear for departure, runway 34. Delta Romeo Bravo, chat soon. Yeah, getting some interesting stutters here. Oh, what I did want to do is another feature which I thought I had turned on, which I obviously haven't, is they gave us the option for some digital gauges for here. So let's go here, G5 MFDs. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it with these. Okay, cool. So that's also a new feature, but I prefer these ones, so we'll stick with those. Okay, lights are on. What I can do while we're here is just set my heading bug to be perfectly behind us. So that's the direction we're taking off in. Okay, looks like we have a little bit of a crosswind. That is from our left now. It's going to be from our right when we take off. And in fact, that windsock looks like runway 16 would have been the better option, interestingly enough. Yeah. Okay, not the end of the world. Okay. So I want to just come up here and make sure that this is neutral. Okay, lights, flaps we don't need. Feels good, we're on the main tanks. Temperatures and pressures all look good. Batteries charging, suction we've got. Route setup, heading bug is set. Squawk is set. We do have clearance to take off already, so once we get to the end, just spin it around and we are good to go. We just need to go full rich on the mixture. I like to keep the noise cancelling headphones off for takeoff and landing so that you can hear exactly what's going on with the engine. And anything else. Okay, mixture full, props full. Throttle full, here we go. S-speed's alive. S70. A little bit bouncy, but we are up. Okay, looking for about 110. Flaps already up. Gears coming up. There's our climb speed. let's go back to 2424 for the climb. Center Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, passing 2,000 feet, climbing 7,000.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, Johannesburg Control West, identified. Continue climb to 7,000 feet.
Continue climb to 7,000 feet, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, let's get the autopilot on. We'll go heading mode. And we'll keep up that climb. Can bump up that vertical speed a bit. And let me sort out my rudder trim. Up to 3,000 feet now, and that's where we've got to head. So at Umwert also, I forgot to mention, we're 7,000 to Umwert, and at Umwert we climb to 8,000, and we just have to hope we can make it over this terrain because it is quite high. And Delta Romeo Bravo would like to request direct Umwert at this time, please. Yeah, I'm going to switch us over to tip tanks.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, Umwert is your current waypoint. Continue direct Umwert.
Interesting. Direct Umwert, Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, Umwert is your current waypoint. Continue direct Umwert.
Okay, obviously then I'm not supposed to read that back. Right, coming up to 4,000. I guess we can turn off our landing lights now. I didn't actually turn the fuel pump on for takeoff, which is wrong. Let's get the noise cancelling on, and let's get our tablet so we can see what it feels like in the cabin. So a little bit cold. So let's put in a little bit of cabin heat. Obviously in real life you'd be able to feel that. You wouldn't have to look at a number on a screen. Okay, DTK 274. That is desired track, so that's what the GPS is saying. This course should be to get from there to there, but we're about to go direct. And then we'll go here to follow the GPS route. And now our DTK says 266. So that'll be about there. Okay, 6,500 feet. Looks like we might be sitting either just below or just in this layer of cloud. Sorry, did I say 6,500? I meant 5,500, coming up to 6,000. Okay, there's 6,000. Temperatures are good, pressure's good. Plenty of fuel. Lights are set, fuel pump is off. Okay, so we're going to be in this layer of cloud. That's going to be awkward, and there comes the rain. At this speed, which we will pick up quite a bit more speed once we level off, but at this speed we're looking at an hour and a half to Wonderboom, but it'll end up being quite a bit less than that. Right, coming up to 7,000, just use the trim to slow that climb rate a bit. Okay, so that beeping is saying we need more nose down trim, which makes sense as we pick up speed, so that the autopilot can handle the altitude hold. Right, we're now pretty nicely set up for cruise. Let's go here and lean the engine. Get this down to about 50. It is quite laggy to update, so you'll see I've overcooked it again. Okay, more nose down trim for the autopilots. Pretty close there on the leaning, so that's good. And I normally just adjust my prop so we don't have those beat frequencies, so you'll see what I mean when we go down here. You see the engine like pulses like that. So I normally just use the prop RPM to get away from that. So there you can hear the engine pulsing. That becomes really annoying to listen to. If we sit somewhere there, it's more of a constant drone, which I think is a bit more bearable. Okay, sitting nicely in the rain. Outside temperature, what are we looking at? Like 15 degrees, so not super cold, and we shouldn't be too prone to icing here, because that would be my next concern. There's no anti-ice or de-ice on this aircraft, so we can't deal with any icing at all. the temperature was cold enough, we'd 100% have icing in these wet conditions. Okay, level at 7,000, an hour to Wonderboom. We're coming up to Umvet, not far away, and then we'll climb again to 6,000. I mean 8,000, what am I saying? Cabin temperature bang on 23, that's perfect. Decent speed as well, sitting at just under 160 knots. Or 160 miles per hour actually. The speedo is in miles per hour. Knots, we're about 130. 135. Ground speed 162. Okay, just under 2 minutes to Umvet, and then we climb up to 8,000 feet. We do have terrain awareness on this GPS, which is going to be very useful as we get into that high terrain, because we can't see anything. So that'll alert us of any terrain or obstacles ahead of us. And I have a feeling it's going to be going off at some point.
Johannesburg Control West, link 273 Charlie, flight level 084.
Link 273 Charlie, Johannesburg Control West. Good afternoon, radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 360.
Continue climb to flight level 360, link 273 Charlie.
Wonder if they just took off from Kruger and Mpumalanga. We are sitting solidly in these clouds. Okay, temperature's still good. If this needle starts getting down to like there, that's when I will start worrying about icing. Alright, there's Umvet, so you can see we were heading slightly this side of west.
Bravo. Turn right, heading 275, vectors for Wonderboom Airport. Expect further clearance in about 124 miles.
Sure, okay. Right, heading 275, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, that's basically what we're on now. DTK is 273, so that's fine. We'll keep following the GPS, and we need to climb. Delta Romeo Bravo, request altitude change 8,000 feet. Okay, let's sync this up.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, you broke up. Say again altitude.
8,000 feet, please, Delta Romeo Bravo. Ooh, it might be flight level 080 because
Zulu
the transition
Sierra
I think
Delta
is
Romeo Bravo.
8,000. Yeah,
up.
it's probably that.
Say again altitude.
Flight level 080 for Delta Romeo Bravo, please.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Confirm new altitude flight level 080.
That's correct, Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. I didn't get that. Say again confirmation.
Affirmative, Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Roger. Climb to flight level 080.
Climb to flight level 080, Delta Romeo Bravo. Thank you. There's Kruger and Pumalanga there. There come those beat frequencies again as we change speed.
Climb to flight level 080.
Oh my word, ready? Climb to flight level 080, Delta Romeo Bravo. I'm just keeping climb power. We're gonna drop a bit of speed, but it's fine because we're just going 1,000 feet. Now I see there's lightning around us as well, which is worrying. Coming up to 8,000. Flight level 080. We should pick up some speed again. Back up to 140 miles an hour. 150 knots ground speed. Okay, some nose down trim as we pick up speed. Cabin temperature sitting nicely at 23. We're still solidly in the clouds, and it is still raining as well. Alright, temperature, much the same, probably about 12-ish, 13. So I'm going to cruise along for the next 40 minutes or so, and I'll join you again a little later when we prep for our arrival into Wonderboom.
345.
Right, heading 345, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, so we've just been given our next set of vectors. 345. It's going to take us quite a long way around here. So that would be 340 and that would be 345, 50, 60. Alright, let's go into heading mode. That is an interesting vector because we're still 55 miles out and we're thick in the rain here. Temperature's still good, so shouldn't be any risk of ice. But yeah, it's quite a long way out to start vectoring, but we'll see what happens. Heading 275, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, so it's like they're just kind of staggering us to this side for some reason. just checking that compass. We're maybe a little bit off. There we go, that's a bit better. As we're about to head back into the rain, yeah?
Link 846, Johannesburg Control West. Expect Octet 1 Charlie, runway 03 right.
Expect Octet 1 Charlie, runway 03 right, link 846.
Still on the tip tanks. Everything else still good. So we've got plenty of fuel. Yeah, back into the rain.
Johannesburg Control West, Sapphire 248, flight level 360.
Okay, 19 minutes out now.
Sapphire 248, Johannesburg Control West. Radar contact. Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Radar vectors. Runway 11. Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors for runway 11, and we will report when ready. Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, radar vectors 11, so it shouldn't give us the type of approach.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Radar vectors. Runway 11. Verify ready for descent.
We are not quite ready for descent yet, Delta Romeo Bravo. Let's see if that's gonna work. So,
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Wonderboom Airport landing runway 11.
gonna have to be visual. Landing runway 11, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, QNH for Wonderboom is 1017.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. QNH 1017. Expect the visual approach runway 11.
Jeez. QNH 1017, expect the visual approach runway 11, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, well at least you did give us an approach now. Let's see if we can set this correctly. So,
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Descend to 7,000 feet. QNH 1017.
descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1017, Delta Romeo Bravo. Right, let's disengage this. Just get a bit of nose down trim in there. We'll bring it down to 7,000 feet. Okay, the 7.5. Three.
846, opposite 1 Charlie, runway 0 tree right. Report ready for descent.
Okay, so that end-link is going into
Runway 03 right, ready for descent.
Tambo.
Link 846, descend to flight level 230.
Descend to flight level 230, link 846.
Right, level at 7,000 to QNH 1017.
Clear direct or tree 9 or tree, cross, or tree 9 or tree above flight level 110. Resume on navigation.
Roger, heading direct or 3903 cross or 3903 above flight level 110, then resume on navigation, link 846, thanks.
Right, I'm gonna dial this.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo, descend to 6,000 feet.
Descend to 6,000 feet. Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, let's ditch this and continue that descent. I'm gonna line this up with the runway, so 11 roughly. So we're gonna be flying past the airport and then landing from the opposite side. Okay, 6.5. Okay, fuel in the tip tanks is coming to about halfway now. Feels quite low, considering a lot of the terrain around Pretoria is at 5,500 roughly. A bit more rain to deal with.
Link 846, descend to flight level 190.
Descend to flight level 190, link 846.
So all the range has disappeared. Interesting. 10 minutes out, 26 miles.
846, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120, link 846.
India Hotel Tango, Johannesburg Control West. Expect Tyler 1 Alpha, runway 05.
India Hotel Tango is actually a black Beechcraft Baron. Baron 55. It actually looks really cool. So Tyler 1 Alpha, that runway 05, they're going to Kruger and Pumalanga. Didn't reply. So I wonder if that's a case of we can't pick up their radio signal because they're behind the mountain. So we're hearing the controller but not the response. That's quite cool. Okay, 7 minutes, 19 miles. Looks like Wonderboom might actually be in the sun.
Sapphire 288. Good afternoon. Flight level 349er.
Sapphire 288, Johannesburg Control West. Radar contact. Sapphire 288, Gatok 1 Charlie, runway 06. Report ready for descent.
Gatok 1 Charlie, runway 06, ready for descent. Sapphire 288.
Sapphire 288, descend to 8,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend to 8,000 feet, Sapphire 288.
Gatok 1 Charlie is going into Durban King Shaka. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now as well is we can just get the landing lights on. There's another aircraft at Wonderboom. That's interesting.
Link 846, contact Johannesburg approach 125.8.
Contact Johannesburg approach 125.8, link 846.
Okay, well at least If it stays like this, we'll be able to land on a visual approach, no stress. Gotta hope the cloud level stays where it is, and we'll be fine. And 3.5 minutes out, 10 miles. The airport is over there. The runway we're landing on, we're gonna go along that ridge line and come back in like that, I believe. Yeah, that aircraft disappeared, so I think they shut down because they already landed.
Control West. Expect Gittak 1 Charlie,
Sure, it makes
runway
sense.
06.
Expect Gittak 1 Charlie, runway 06, Sapphire 288.
Yeah, Gittak 1 Charlie, runway 06, they're going into Durban. Wonder what aircraft it was that landed at Wonderboom. Oh, they're back. Seem to be moving. I think that aircraft's just on the ground.
Sapphire 288, Gittak 1 Charlie, runway 06. Report ready for descent.
It's the third time
Gittak 1 Charlie,
she's told
runway
him.
06, ready for descent, Sapphire 288.
Okay, there's the airport there, so this is the other runway.
Descend to 8,000
There's
feet.
our runway there.
QNH1015.
Descend to 8,000 feet, Sapphire 288.
So they could tell us about the airport now. 9 o'clock for 4 miles. So I mean, we could just join in over this dam here, and in for the visual, we'll be fine. Hopefully they give us a vector towards the airport soon, because we don't really need to go this far out. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the main tanks. Just in case you have to
Zulu
go
Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo.
around.
Turn left, heading 175. Vectors for the approach.
Left heading 175, Delta Romeo Bravo. So I prefer not to use the tip tanks because I think if you look at the shape, if you have to do it, go around and you pitch up.
Turn left, heading 175. Descend to 5,400 feet.
Left heading 175, descend to 5,400 feet, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, I'm gonna start bringing the speed back. Like we've gone way past the runway, which we have.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Turn left, heading 110.
Okay, I have control. Left heading 110, Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Turn left, heading 110.
Left heading 110, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, just clear me for the visual, please.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Airport is at your 12 o'clock 4 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, we need to slow down here. Right, prop coming full, mixture coming
Zulu
full.
Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Cleared visual approach runway 11.
Cleared visual runway 11, Delta Romeo Bravo.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Turn left, heading 110.
Okay, coming down. I'm ignoring that. Cleared for the visual approach runway 11, Delta Romeo Bravo. Can't give you vectors now, I'm already on the approach, which you've cleared me for.
Negative, turn left, heading 110.
Okay, I'm just gonna contact the tower. Tower is 118350. I should have had this ready long ago. Wonderboom Tower, good afternoon, Zulu Sierra, Delta Romeo Bravo, runway 11. Okay, flaps set for landing.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Wonderboom Tower. Wind 110 at 5, runway 11 cleared to land.
500.
Clear to land, runway 11, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, looking good.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Exit next available taxiway.
Right, there we go. Let's lean the mixture for the ground. Flaps are now up. Next taxiway, Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, again, I forgot the fuel pump. Okay, assigned ramp via
Zulu
Charlie
Sierra
Bravo.
Delta Romeo Bravo. Contact ground 120.6.
120.6, Delta Romeo Bravo, good day. Wonderboom ground, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Vacated on taxiway Charlie. Request taxi to assigned ramp, please.
Zulu Sierra Delta Romeo Bravo. Ramp NW1 taxi via Charlie, Delta, Alpha.
Northwest 1 via Charlie Delta Alpha. Delta Romeo Bravo. Okay, I don't know where that is. Okay, Charlie. Delta is down there. And Alpha is there, so we're going into that bit there. I don't think I should go on that one. Because this is Charlie, then... Yes. Charlie here, then right on Delta. Okay, welcome to Wonderboom Pretoria. Getting those little stutters again. I wish I could get rid of the stutters in Flight Sim, but I have tried absolutely everything. Delta Alpha, so we stay on this taxiway to the end. Technically, I think we would need clearance to cross here. Even though we're not actually going on the runway, but we're crossing the hold short point. Okay, so we're now on Alpha. This is the northwest ramp. To figure out which is one. Probably... Can I fit between this King Air and the next one? Oh, that's a Baron. I wonder... if it's after the Baron then. I think it's in between these two. It's over here. Parking brake set. We'll leave that beacon on. Get rid of those. Turn this off. Cool. That's off. That can stay on. That can go off. And master. I actually didn't take my headphones off for the landing like I said I would. Okay, so here's something I don't think I've ever tried. If we go here to controls. Right, so that is supposed to give us like a little tow bar. It hasn't. There's nothing I can click on here. So maybe I have to do it from this view. Okay, parking brakes are set. Alright, so now you could make as if you are hand towing the aircraft, which is kind of cool. So we can push it back now to match the other aircraft here on the apron. That's really cool. I don't think I've ever actually used this feature. So you actually just use the joystick. Okay, let's set the parking brakes. Okay, our brakes are set. That's good. Right, we can jump out. Let's go and do our tie downs and chocks. And there we are safely at Wonderboom. Let's see, can we close it from here? Yes, you can. That is so cool. Right, and yet another enjoyable flight in the Comanche. And I'm very much looking forward to flying this new version in Flight Sim 2024 and taking it all over the world. But that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. As always, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you do want to follow along, you know what to do down below. And hopefully I see you in the next one.